Today is National Wear Red Day. You've seen us wear red all morning. It's part of the Go Red movement to raise awareness about heart disease. And according to the American Heart Association, heart disease kills more women than any form of cancer combined. Now, Carla Marquardt of Oshkosh has joined the fight against heart disease. She's here to share her story of survival, but also it's a story of heartbreak. And she brought along her husband, Joshua, and their two beautiful daughters, Coral, who is 12, and baby Levin. Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. We're going to see a picture coming up shortly of the first time we met. That was a year ago, and you were expecting. But let's start at the beginning, Carla. You were born with a congenital heart defect. What was wrong with your heart?
I was born with a bicuspid aortic valve, which had a stenosis and later on developed a regurgitation.
Okay, but you lived pretty much a normal life with your heart the way it was, right?
Yep, pretty much when I was young, the only limitations that I had was sports. No basketball, no swim team, no track.
Okay, but you were doing fine.
Yes.
Then let's jump ahead to starting to have a family.
Yes.
And when you had Coral, were there any problems with you being pregnant and having any heart issues?
No, there was not. I saw a cardiologist at that point in time, and he said everything was fine. Nothing had changed since I was a little girl. He saw no problem with me having Coral, a normal pregnancy.
And everything was fine?
Perfect.
Coral's heart is fine?
Coral's heart is fine. It was checked out last year just to make sure.
So then we move ahead to have another baby.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yes, well, it started out as a totally normal pregnancy. We went in for our 12-week appointment, and at our 12-week appointment, everything looked great, but my OB at the time had asked that we see and have a couple tests done. I went in, I had that test done. That same day, they called me and said, we need you to go down to Milwaukee and meet with a cardiac specialist and have some more testings done. So at that time we were pretty confused on what was actually going on.
And it was pretty serious. It turned out to be a very serious time for your family. Yep. Joshua, what do you remember about that time when the doctors told you that to save your wife's life, you'd have to terminate the pregnancy?
Oh, that was pretty intense, you know. It was kind of a surreal moment in our life, and I had to sort of communicate with Carla too that it was necessary, because she was playing the mother role and was really just more animate about trying to bring a child into the world, and her health was secondary to the child. So it was really way more intense than I thought it was going to be.
And for you, I can't imagine.
Oh, it was crazy. It's at that point in your life when, I mean, within a week I had 6 doctors look at me and tell me that there was no possible way that I would live through this pregnancy.
And you had Coral to think about too.
Yeah.
So then we'll jump ahead a little bit.
Yes.
You had surgery. We saw a picture earlier of you in the hospital. That was after you had to have heart surgery then. And then did you think that you'd be able to have children again?
We hoped, and they went into the surgery and they replaced my valve with a bovine valve in hopes that I would be able to get pregnant again. There's 2 different types of valves you can have when you have something replaced, and to carry on a pregnancy, a bovine valve is pretty much the only way that you can make it happen.
And now let's get to the pictures that you've shared with us, because this is the good news. You went through some heartbreak, some tough decisions, sacrifice, and now you have 2 baby girls. What was your pregnancy like with Levin?
It was totally normal. It was a perfect pregnancy, except I had extra doctor's appointments. I saw my cardiologist down in Milwaukee 2 different times through it, and they just really monitored a lot, but everything was perfect.
And I got a chance to meet you both last year when you were pregnant and you were in a fashion show, a Go Red fashion show. It was so fun to see you then. You were so happy. And you shared your story with others. And why are you sharing your story? What does it mean to you to go red and help out in this fight against heart disease?
You know, Heart disease is the #1 killer of women. 1 in 3 women will die of heart disease. And really, when I look at what has happened to me, something really this bad doesn't happen to you without having a reason. And I guess my reason is like, I need to let people know that this is really happening. And I never thought that it would happen to me, and it did. And I mean, it was as traumatic as it comes.
Well, your family is beautiful, all decked out in red today. And Coral, this is your chance. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Coral's going to tell us what Go Red means.
So G stands for get your numbers. O is own your life. R is realize your risk. E is educate your family. And D is don't be silent.
Awesome. So we'll all try to remember that and be heart healthy, because most heart disease is preventable. Not always in everyone's case, but thank you so much for sharing your story and bringing your beautiful family.
Thank you.
And we'll put this online if you want to learn more and connect you to the American Heart Association. Fox11online.com. Click on Good Day Wisconsin, and we'll be right back. Look at those toes. I want to squeeze your toes.